The traversal of Death Stranding's hauntingly beautiful decaying world is, I'm sure most would agree, the core part of the whole experience. Aside from the overarching narrative of reconnecting America, a complex relationship between three men and a baby, and something about a president on a beach, we have this. A game that is not quite a walking sim, not quite a stealth action game, not quite a survival horror. One thing that Death Stranding truly does its best at personifying is the word unique. And that word carries weight. We endure too many copy and paste formulaic games these days to a degree that the term unique is almost being overused and underappreciated. But despite perhaps the fairly clumsy use of that word within the industry, Death Stranding does accomplish what it sets out to achieve most of the time. The story is unlike anything I've ever experienced before, and of course the primary concept and execution is frankly only something Hideo Kojima could have dreamt up. But yes, unique most of the time. The act of scaling high points in games has been done in a similar way for a while now. Pushing forward while holding a button, periodically jumping, maybe contextually vaulting. The range of animations, sound effects and intensity can vary from game to game, but by and large, increased verticality means that this standardized approach is something that we are subjected to frequently. Now, of course, it's very easy for me to point out mechanical flaws in the industry while simultaneously not offering solutions. And ultimately, none of these games are doing anything wrong. But where Death Stranding seemed to be adamant in delivering something entirely unique, when it came down to the game's vertical navigation, I suppose I was hoping for something more. The game bakers are developers behind the upcoming title Cairn, a game that possesses climbing mechanics that I never expected I would experience. Upon first seeing the trailer during 2024's Summer Game Fest, I was immediately skeptical, wondering how on earth this core mechanic could ever be implemented successfully without at least 90% of the avatar's movements being forcibly ripped out of the player's hands. Nevertheless, having only just started bouldering myself, this definitely piqued my interest, and I made it a point to follow Cairn's development, eagerly anticipating its release, keen to have my doubts exercised. As I record this, all we have is a demo released on Steam, a demo that honestly left me in awe, and now I'm even more eager to see the full game that the game bakers are cooking up. The climbing mechanic is unlike anything I've ever seen before, allowing completely independent positioning of limbs, challenging the player to fully think through the manipulation of their body to reach holds and avoid plummeting hundreds of feet to their demise. After all these years of playing the aforementioned push forward equals climb games, it's easy to forget the dangers that our heroes are supposed to be in as they effortlessly clamber up seemingly insurmountable summits. I don't think it's unreasonable to claim that the adrenaline that had initially been formed by scaling dizzying heights has diminished to near non-existence as the threat of danger became less and less and less of a concern. In Cairn, our adrenaline gradually increases along with our elevation. It doesn't take long for us to find a handhold that we can't quite reach, meaning that we need to precariously reposition ourselves in a way so that we can proceed. The lack of a firm foothold might mean that we need to rely on planting our foot on a flat wall, increasing our chances of it giving way beneath us. But perhaps most of all, climbing 10 feet in Cairn is more impactful than climbing 100 feet in any other game, because in Cairn, climbing, it actually involves thought. As if that isn't enough, the developers also appear to show an expert balance of intensity navigating a sheer cliff face and the quiet solitude of preparing a meal in our bivouac. There's a deliberate absence of a constant musical score to emphasize the focus being on our character's breathing. And of course, that's not to mention the impeccable art style. At the time of recording this, there's no confirmed full release date for Cairn, only that it is due in 2025. I wholeheartedly recommend trying this game if you have access to a Steam account. There is no denying that the developers are putting their heart and soul into creating a truly unique experience, one that should be recognised by as many players as possible.
Are you ready for Cammy? Doesn't look so bad, does it?